All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. I'm Yoursimcfi and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Today we're going to be checking out the brand new Just Flight Fokker. This is that 100 variant, the F100, and we've also been sent by Just Flight the F70. The F100 has been operated by American Airlines back in the day, and so we're going to be showcasing this aircraft, but also we're going to be showcasing the brand new, I believe it's been released or to be released very shortly, if not already, Fly Too High KHPN scenery. So if you guys want to check out this scenery, we're going to be showcasing it off in the stream today. Pretty good looking airport, if I don't say so myself. What are those regional airports? Kind of on the southeastern coast, near DC, New York, kind of in that kind of area there. Nice little hub for you to use. They have some JetBlue that comes in here as well, so you can fly some Airbuses in here as well. If you guys want to check out the link in the description, you guys can get this airport on sale, or with my discount code, with code Yoursimcfi, you can save some money on this airport, KHPN. If it's not already, it's coming out very soon. So thank you to the team at Fly Too High for allowing me to showcase this scenery for you guys, and thank you to the Just Flight team for allowing me to showcase the F100. Today, guys, is going to be more of a learning type of stream. What I mean by that is I have not cold started this once. I haven't even done a takeoff in it. All I did was a hot start landing in it just to see the flight controls and make sure my rudder and all that stuff is all set up. So that's all I've done with this thing. I watched a couple of videos here and there. So we're going to go ahead and kind of figure it out as we go. You guys hopefully will maybe learn some tips and tricks on how I learn aircraft for the first time. I was really excited to get the opportunity to showcase this to you from Just Flight. So really thankful for that opportunity that they've given us. So this airplane looks great. It flew very well. I did one landing and it flew very well. And it sounds great too. So hopefully you guys will be interested to check out the Just Flight F100 when it's out for purchase for you guys. We'll do a bit of an external kind of walk around. This jet bridge looks very well done too by Fly Too High there. Just do a bit of external walk around just to show you guys what you can kind of expect for detail. You can see I'm getting close to the nose gear here. You can actually read the text, which is kind of impressive for an airplane like this. I didn't know what to expect getting into this airplane. All I knew was Simblitz covered it. I watched Simblitz's video on it, was impressed by it. But the graphics and the visuals and the performance are very good. So it looks great, but so far for me, it performs really well too. So nothing to complain about thus far. Obviously, we haven't flown it yet, so looking right now, it looks good. I believe from Simblitz's video said you can open the doors and do that kind of stuff with the actual walk around mode. Beautiful engine modeling there. If we go inside the cabin here, this is the this is the cabin. I keep hotkeying some buttons. I think I broke chase plane. Oh, I'm in slew mode. There we go. I'm like, why is it not working? Cabin looks really good. Good enough for me. I mean, I know there's some people there that like their cabins, but yeah, I'm very impressed so far with this aircraft. It's looking great. Tucker, welcome. Chili, hello, welcome. My Tech Review, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. I saw your message there. We will be checking that out shortly sometime. I have a lot of stuff to be doing. I'm off till the 24th. I'm going to be making a stream on this for you guys. Obviously today, I'm going to make some videos on it. Maybe some startup videos and just maybe some like a little mini movie with it, review type style. Gonna be working on some other aircraft videos that I'm not sure if I'm able to talk about, but there's an airplane coming out that I'll make a video on shortly for that as well. Then I have some hardware stuff to make reviews on as well. So I have a lot of content coming out for you guys shortly here. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, comment away. I'll be here to read all your comments. So thank you so much for joining and taking the plunge with me in this airplane. I can click that for some reason, but yeah, everything's looking pretty good from here. We'll go into the flight deck here. This is the flight deck of the Fokker 100. The throttles actually kind of look like CRJ throttles, this top part a little bit. What I've been told is it's a pretty simple airplane to start up and get working. So we'll kind of just go as we do. You can see we already have a ground power light that's been enabled. All I've done on the iPad side of things was I attached our jet bridge. I think the ground power set was available up there, but it's not clicked here, but you can do it there if you want. I've also went ahead and added my SimBrief ID and also went ahead and activated my Navigraph charts. That is literally it that I've done on this tablet. So that's kind of it. You do that through the settings page. That's all I've done there. No worries. Hope you find it useful. Yeah, we'll do. We'll definitely be able to check that out. So from what I've seen so far, what we're going to go and do is up here, going to select our battery power to on. We are then going to select our external power to on. There we go. I should mention this airplane's in kind of an early access kind of a state. So if there's something that seems broken, it might just be broken, or it could just be me. That's a very well possibility as well. Do you guys see some flickering on the screen? I might have to do a NVIDIA update. That might be my fault, but we'll hopefully fix that for later. Can arm the emergency lights. Let's see what else we can find here. Usually lights are on here. You can see nav/logo. We'll turn that on. We'll leave the beacon off. Strobe lights can be stayed off. All the landing lights can be still remained off as well. Don't know why all these anti-ices are on. We can turn those all off. So that's all fine. Up here, looks like your IRS switches. And so let's just do from top left to bottom here. Avionics, flight augmentation, that's probably to come on later on. Hydraulic, don't really do much for the hydraulic right now if I were to guess. See, put the electric pump on. Should be 3,000 PSI, I would assume. There we go. So that's all pretty close. That's good. We can turn the hydraulic or the electric pump back off. System 2. There's a bit of a latency on the stream when you move the camera. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I see that. That's super, super strange. I haven't changed my settings. All right, hopefully that fixed it. I think, maybe. Put the sounds up for you guys as well. It's always problems. Sarah says, hello, I flew the IRL for over 10 years as well as a check pilot for 4. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. That's awesome, man. Thank you. I'll probably be doing a lot of things wrong. So we'll just kind of, I'm going to go with the flow and we'll figure it out as we go here. But thank you for stopping by. Latency is there. That fixed it. Are you sure? Hopefully that fixed it. I still see some flickering on my screen. I'm going to turn the reshade off. It might be a reshade problem. This used to happen a long time ago with reshade. It also used to happen a long time ago when I didn't have the most up-to-date nav. No, it's still flickering. Yeah, that's super, super strange. I don't know why that's happening. That shouldn't be happening. All right, well, let's go with that. Anyways, the other standby, or the system 2 pressure looked okay. We're going to turn that off. Looks like down here you got some wiper controls, some PA, belts, smoking, that kind of stuff. Cockpit voice recorder over here, APU fire. I'm still seeing the flickering. I'm really thinking it might be an NVIDIA update. Unfortunately, that might be the cause of this. A small flicker, but it's way better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. There's dome light control, server panel, APU fire. Okay, that's all fine. Smoke. That all works. I'm not going to do like obviously the full everything test because I don't know what to do, but I'll
glide slope.
Do what I can for you guys.
Pull
Show you
up.
off this airplane a little bit.
Terrain. Pull up.
Nice. Short press works. Our IRSs are up here, but before we get to that, we'll go to the center column. Looks like we have the engine number 1 and 2 fire T handle, or not even T, but a pull handle plus the discharges around there. have more like a what you're monitoring, kind of the 737. So we put on external power. I'll turn my timer off there. I guess we can leave it on bus. Kind of our electrical section, voltage, frequency. There you go. So that's there. Anti-ice, external lighting we've covered. Strobe light should be off. IRSs, we can throw these to nav. They model, they have to pull them a little bit to click them out. That's kind of cool. Cargo smoke, engine number 2 fire. Probably fuel, if I'd imagine. Yes, this is fuel. And it looks like you can cross-feed, possibly. Leave it on auto for now. Don't touch that. That's pretty good. Engine, so auto, continuous, normal. I guess like a starter switch, like a crank switch there. We'll figure that out later on. Probably an APU. Oh, it's a pressure gauge, actually. Pressurization's over here. Manual, auto, leave it in auto. That's all fine. Then you have your differential altitude and then your rate of climb or descent for the cabin. APU fire, air conditioning bleed. It's almost laid out like an RJ, kinda, a little bit. Probe heat. Leave it all in auto. Guess window heat is here. Leave those off for the time being. Wiper on this side. Then you have your emergency lights, which are already armed. I did that. And then your APU start. So it's pretty basic overhead panel. Nothing too crazy there. Major Mark, hello. Welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Captain Lee, Fly2I guy here. And welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to be just right back. We'll give you some images of this beautiful airplane. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I had to go throw a pizza in the oven real quick. We're starving. You guys, I'm going to put a poll in the channel here. If you guys want me to restart this stream, I'll go do an NVIDIA update and we'll restart it. Or I can continue as we could just deal with the flickers. And we'll just deal with it. That's kind of it. I don't know what I was going to say. That's it. Anyways, coming down here, looks like you have your clock. This is actually right out of the CRJ. It basically looks the same for the most part. Actually, 7.3 more. PFD, navigation display down there. Standby artificial horizon, can go on and cage all that. Takes a while, it's kind of cool. Your altimeter can press the B button and can just set it for us properly. You have, looks like takeoff and landing cards. Can't click it, but maybe it auto assigns when I do the iPad or something. It'll calculate all that for us. Then you go about an RMI down here. You got speed in the gauge form, altitude in the gauge form, or instrument form. Kind of like an ICAS-ish type of kind of screen. You got like the engine display. Got some toga numbers, true air speed, or true air temperature, and then we got our saturated temperature, static air temperature, I should say. And then you get your kind of warnings and things over there. Kind of your cautions, red will appear, warning here, and then kind of like your status messages, taxi lane light extended. Why is that extended? Let's turn these all off. Off. There we go. Just have that on. That's all we want. Perfect. So that's it for that. On this page, you have about like a N2 overspeed thrust receiver return. Oh, I think because I did a flight with this earlier and I just went full thrust. And so it might have had, there might be some failures maybe, and maybe I broke some. Let's go over here. I don't think there would be any. Announcements, weights. Wait, let's go back here. Settings. GSX handling, that's kind of cool. Turn that on or off depending on what you want to do. Auto jetway, refresh rate. We're going to be in inches. IRS is set, we'll set to real. Why not? I think the altimeter is set on, so you kind of can figure this airplane as you like right there. That's kind of a cool little system there. Whoops. Pushback feature. Put that away. Yeah, pretty neat little system. Press the home button, brings you back to the home button. You got your OFP from the flight you're going to do. So got my sim brief ID in there. By the way, guys, it needs 6 numbers. So I put a 0 at the beginning and it works. I don't know why it needs 6, but I don't have 6. I only have 5 numbers in my name. So just put a 0 at the beginning if you only have 5 numbers, and it should work just fine. It comes with checklists, so power, pre-flight. Your power up checklist, circuit breakers. I don't know if they're even modeled. No, they're not even modeled. So don't worry about the circuit breakers, but they're checked. Fuel levers are shut, landing gear selectors down, batteries on, external power is not connected and on, IRS is set to nav, emergency lights are armed, exterior lights are set. So we're good on the power up. Pre-flight check. We'll say the emergency check or the emergency equipment's been checked. Auction will say it's checked. MFDs are on. Test panel. I don't know what the test panel is. I'm assuming it's this panel over here, where we did all the ground proximity and all that kind of stuff. Where was up here? Yeah, test panel. I think it's, yeah, we've checked all that. We'll say it's good enough. Flight recorder is on. Aircraft documents on board. Cool. Preparation. So we have that. We'll do that later. Circuit breaker is checked again, which is kind of interesting. But let's go ahead and keep looking around. We got our thrust levers here. Spoilers. We have control over that if we need them. Our flaps are there. Alternate flaps. Alternate stab trim. This looks like it's right out of the Concorde type of switches. Looks very Concorde-y, this kind of thing. That's kind of cool. So we're talking and listening on one. You can... There's no way you can talk on both, can you? That can't be a thing. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I think this is volume control. This is talking. Which you want to talk on, I guess. Little unorthodox. But anyways, that's that. You have the PA selected. We're listening to the PA. Down here, parking brake. Let's re-enable that. Our stab trim setting, anti-skid is set to default to on. Flight deck doors unlocked. Takeoff config buttons down there. That's nice to know. Lift D. Arm. That's probably like a spoiler arm, I'd imagine. Your fuel shutoffs are right there. And your flaps. We have flap 0, flap 8, 15, 25, and 42. So that's a weird number. If you update the driver, you might want to clear the cache swell. Yeah, I usually have to do that as well. You guys want me to update? Oh, no, that was a different one. Sorry. You guys are saying no currently to update the driver. So we'll keep it rolling. We'll do another one of these on a different day. But we'll keep it rolling for now. How are you on a 5090 and asking if you should upgrade? I'm here on 3070 i9. No, not upgrade, Captain Lee. Update my drivers. No, the sim runs well, but there's this flickering happening, and I notice whenever I get old on a driver, the flickering happens on stream and in sim. I don't know what causes it, but yeah. So, anyways, looks like down here we have our kind of engine monitoring system. You can select Toga, Climb, Flex. It's kind of like the MD-80. So what I like to do, guys, when I never fly an airplane before, is I like to associate things with other airplanes. So this is very MD-80-ish. Our lift dumping system is probably what this is. What else is kind of associated? The overhead, it's pretty basic. It's pretty CRJ-ish. It's actually not too bad. So that's pretty good. So right now we're displaying our system page. I guess we could do engine page like that. APU page. At the bottom it appears. So that's kind of cool. I want to get rid of this N2 overspeed if I can. Don't know where I'd be able to do that. Let's take a checklist OP map charts aircraft. Has to be an aircraft. You get a little notes tab, which is kind of cool. Has to be like a brightness or lower brighter. So there has to be some sort of like failures tab that you can reset for yourself. But if you guys know where it is, let me know. I don't think you will. Anyways, if you do, let me know. We're going to go ahead and do the weight and balance. OFP. And you can see we're going from HPN to DCA. Airline, don't know why it says nothing in there. Let's press reload. It should. There we go. We're American Airlines 580. This is the route right there. You got sim brief settings. If you want to change anything, you can look at your METAR for both airports and alternate. And then the output, this is your OFP right here, which is kind of cool. You got it all right there. There's no send button, but this does have SimGrief integration. You have to type it into the FMS, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken there. This locks you out from overriding the auto throttles when checked. Oh, I see. I was completely off. This locks you from the lift, our lift dumpers that come out when you land or return. Okay, so yeah, I was right with that. So it's like a spoiler arm. Makes sense. You arm it for takeoff as well, I guess. Like, kind of like an Airbus, an MD-80. That's kind of cool. I got map, which I haven't used. There we go. You're at Westchester. Draws your whole flight plan out, which is kind of cool. Kind of nice. You got charts. Airport charts. You can go ahead and do all that, whatever you want to do. I usually use my charts off of it, but you got checklist, takeoff calculator, distance. Oh, the landing. Let's move GSX. It's kind of in the way here. Get out of the way. So you have takeoff. I guess not available means the landing calculator part of it. Performance calculation. You can import SimBrief, live weather. So we'll kind of do that. You do have a landing tab for this, which is kind of cool. And then settings overall, which there's not really much settings in here. That's kind of all you get. Get different themes. That's way too bright. That's kind of nice. We'll keep it like that. 24-hour clock. So that's kind of it. We can continue our setup here as we go. Head over to the FMS. And let's see. Let's click on... We got direct mode, tact mode. That's like almost tactical. Init page. Seems like the one we want. So we're going to want KHPN, which, by the way, guys, if you want to pick up this scenery, there's a discount code in the description for Fly Too High. I think you get 12% off, if I'm not mistaken, with code Yoursimcfi. KHPN-KDCA, put in company route, not in database. Maybe, you know what? I think there's no space or no slash. It's just like this. There we go. SimBrief company route loaded. That's how you do that. We're going to click the Align IRS button. So it's starting to align on our current position. You can see it auto-filled our cost index at 39, auto-filled our cruise altitude of 32,000. I'm just going to cross-reference. Yep, that is correct on the flight plan. Got the arrow there. We can press the, I guess, the next page button. Nope, don't want to change that. That changes that coordinate. Don't do that. Next page is right here. All right, so we got block fuel, zero fuel weight taker. This is very MD-11-ish. I think it's like ripped out of the MD. Can we just click it like the MD? We cannot. Let's go ahead and load ourselves up with the actual correct weight here quickly. JJ, welcome. This had Airbus E-Jet RJ vibes. It kind of does, doesn't it? The only way to clear that is to go back to the engine mode select panel. Okay, this one. There's a toggle switch that allows you to clear each item on the ICAST checklist. Engine. Back to the engine mode select panel. That's over here, right? Oh, right there. Cancel. Maybe. Hold it. Recall. Let me know if those are the two ones we need. Oh, that's cool. You can transfer the screens between what you want to see with the transfer button. Kind of neat. Kind of cool. I think the recall and cancel affects this screen currently. Oh, there we go. Found it. Cool. There we go. Got rid of it with the advanced button there. Sweet. Put it back on system. Now we got air conditioning op, wind anti-ice in op, engine 1 and 2 anti-ice in op, which we're not using that. Passenger doors open. Gear in op. That's interesting. Nose of steering in op and anti-skid in op. We have no hydraulics, right? So let's come on when we get hydraulics. Anyways, let's go ahead and load ourselves up with some weight. Why don't we? Looks like it preset this. Let's see. Total fuel is calling for about a. Well, let's see. The flight plan wants a planned ramp of 9,800 pounds. That's currently over. I wonder if there's a way that I can sync my SimBrief into that by chance. OFP. Block fuel 9,800 is what it has in its system. Import from SimBrief. So can do that in the performance section. Has to be a way to do that in the loading section, I'd imagine. Waiting for refueling. I want to change the number. I guess there's no total number. Let's put this down if I can. 7, 6, 5, 4. Good enough for me. We'll press start refueling. And then we need a zero fuel weight of 72,000 pounds. I don't think... Oh, here we go. So zero fuel weight currently is 79,000 pounds. So we got to lose a good... I'll call it 73. Got to lose a good 6,000 pounds on that. So let's go ahead and lose some weight there just a little bit. And then we're going to take off some people. Perfect. What's this button? Boarding. Oh, I guess you could just toggle the menus like that. Boarding speed instant. Perfect. It's jetway. Start boarding. Oh, I have 14.
Boarding is complete.
Whoops. Not 14. Can I type in this? Oh, I can type. That's so much better. Let's put 75 on board. Boarding. Good.
Boarding is complete.
Awesome. Now we can have a little bit more weight. Let's type in the weight. Let's put 2,500 pounds in the front. Nope, a little bit more than that. 2,500. Thank you. Enter. And in the aft, we'll put a good 3,500. Perfect.
Boarding is complete.
We're pretty much bang on that. Fuel is good as well. Alrighty. So if I just go here, let's see where my total fuel equalizer is somewhere. It has to be a total fuel. I think it's up here. 48 side, 47 outside. That's good. It's good enough. It's about 10,000 pounds, just under 10. So that'd be perfect for me. Alrighty. And it gives you some good numbers. You got the empty weight, zero fuel weights right there. Total fuel weight is 95. We need 98. So I'm just going to go ahead and increase. Whoops, not that much. That's good enough. Start refueling. That's good. Give myself a little extra for some APU fuel, so that's fine. There has to be a way to import this to into from SimBrief. I just probably don't know how to do it, so there you go. Let's go start filling this in units. Oh, this is in kilograms. Wait. Oh no, we're in pounds. We're in pounds. Okay, so zero fuel weight is 72.2. So I should be able to write 72.2. Point didn't work. Decimal 2. Let's go ahead and click it. Awesome. Block fuel is 9.9. Amazing. And it's auto-filled out the takeoff gross weight, which is 81.7. And that is, yep, that's pretty good. It's 200 under our plan, so that's fine. We have a little different load that we got going on. And it auto-fills in the CG. The max altitude is 35,000 feet. The optimum is 30, and we're flying at 32. So we're flying between the optimum and the max there. Pretty good. Hopefully you guys are enjoying me kind of learning this airplane as I go. I hit the event. Yep, found that. Made it. Hello. Hey, Class Traveler. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks so much for stopping by. All right, press the next page once again, and it brings you to the end page. So that's all done. Flight plan. I'm guessing you're just going to click this button here. There we go. This is very MD-11-ish. So our SID out of here, if we have one, is going to be the Westchester 8 departure. The runway in use today is 34. 34. What was that? Oh, thanks so much. P. I don't know if I should say your name, but thanks so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying this so far. Anyways, runway 34, that's where we're going to be taking, and there's no transition. Oh, there's my alarm to get my pizza out of the oven. Yeah, no transition that I can be aware of there, so we're all good. We're going to click Insert, and then we're going to go all the way at the bottom here And we'll go DCA star. We're doing the Clipper 3 into DCA. And that's going to be the MXE transition. Currently in DCA, they're going to be using runway. Let's see. Runway 1 and 33. They're never using 19 when I need it. So we'll just select the ILS 1. Probably do the visual backed up to the ILS. And we'll go insert on that. So we're all done there. We'll press secondary flight plan. Or not. That doesn't seem to work. Next page. No, that's fine. We'll press takeoff and approach. And we'll leave it on this page for just a second. We'll get my pizza out of the oven. I'll leave with this beautiful views of the Fly Too High Whitechester scenery and the beautiful brand new Just Flight Fokker 100. Be just right back. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry, I'm my own flight attendant, so you have to bear with me. I hope you're enjoying this kind of more learning the aircraft type style as we go. Again, I've never done a cold and dark in this yet, so I'm just kind of figuring this out as we go, relating it to the airplanes that I have flown in the sim and flown in real life, that kind of stuff, and going from there. So that's about it. So our takeoff section, we'll go down here to the good old iPad. We'll press this. We'll press the performance button there. We're off right airport, runway 34. Gives you the runway length. No shift. Slope is 0. It is dry. Flap auto. Anti-ice off. Anti-skid is operating. Can't change that currently. Takeoff weight. A little heavier than what we are, but that's fine. 200 pounds is not going to make or break an airplane there. The winds, it's auto-inputted. The temperature's auto-inputted. QNH, it's auto-inputted. And force toga is off, so it will give us a flex temp if it's available. We'll press calculate. All right, so we got a V1, rotate, V2, very similar to CRJ speeds. Our VT speed is 170. That's a very CRJ-ish number, so that's good. I'll know what that means. It'll be a flap 0. Okay. I don't think I've ever taken off an airliner in flap 0. That's interesting. And flex of 39, trim of 2.6, trans altitude, thrust reduction is 1500, and then the headwind's about, the tailwind's about 3 knots with a cross of 1 knot. Very, very light winds. So we can go export weights, or right there. Press export speeds. And we can export toga flex. So we can click all of those and it should set it for you. So you can see here, flex of 39, it's been set. And you can see in here, it's set all my speeds, 30, 30, 37. And the VFTO 170. I think it was 170 on the thing, but it says 171 there. That's okay. And it didn't do the thrust reduction altitudes. We'll just put that in there, 1500. Copy and paste that. If I can't. Put it in there in case of an engine out / just accelerating in general. So that's all done. And we've all been entered all our performance data pretty nice and simply. And you can go here. I believe to change this, if you don't want to auto set it, is you can click it here. So it'll be set to toga by default. You can change it to flex. And then right now that's flexing at 19 degrees, which is not much of a flex temp. So you'll have to edit this temperature. And I'm assuming it's with one of these knobs here. So temp is the thicker one, I guess, and man EPR. Let's use the thinner one at the start. Yeah, so you can see the thinner knob is changing our temperature. So we would need a temperature of 39. 39. So that's the manual way of setting flex temp of 39. Spits out an EPR of 164. Don't know if it tells me what the EPR is supposed to be, but we'll say it's good. So you could just click all 3 of these and it'll import it for you, kind of like the Phoenix. So that's pretty smart. Pretty nice. Nice and simple. So we're still at work, but it's Friday. You're at work? Friday? What? It's Sunday for me, my friend. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. And thanks for watching while you're at work. Flap 0 is so weird, right? Kind of standard for this jet, I think. Yeah, that's super, super strange. Flap 0 says it can do it, so we're going to do it. Mystery Aviation Bros, hello, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Check the status of our alignment here on status. You can see that we're waiting 0 minutes to be aligned, so we are aligned and we're all good to go in the INS, IRS kind of format. Seems like secondary flight plan doesn't work, at least to my knowledge of me clicking it. Progress page, we have an engine out page, which also doesn't seem to work. That's fine, these two blank ones there. Do have a direct page. We have a mode page. I'm going to leave this on direct, and we'll leave this one on flight plan. There. Alrighty. What's down here? Flood, dome, bright. Okay. Don't really need any of that. All right, let's go ahead and start up our APU. I think we're at a time we're about to push back. Let's actually set up our autopilot panel real quick. Don't know what they do in these airplanes, but in the CRJ in real life, we set our V2 plus 10. So I'm just going to do that. It was 137. We'll set 147. That's what we'll target initially before we accelerate to our VT speed. And then on departure, let's see here. Doing the Westchester 8 departure from a 34. It's heading. It's actually only up to 3,000 feet. So very, very quick little departure here. 3,000 feet. I'm going to quickly look for an alt cell button. That's a very kind of old style of doing things, but got nav, which is probably LNAV. Profile, which is probably VNAV like the MD-11. VL, probably VOR localizer, I'd imagine. Flight level change. Land is like approach. So we got all that. Auto throttle, most likely. Autopilot 1, 2. And then we have our flight directors. So I don't know what this button does. I'm going to click this right now. That might be a toga button. Or it might be... Don't know if that's a toga button like the CRJ, or it sets up the flight directors, or is it auto throttle disengage? But we can arm nav prof maybe. Nope, can't even do that. We don't have it shown there either. Let's reset these. Whoops. Back on. Back on. So now we have IAS is armed, alt is armed, but we still have manual at the top left corner. It's probably the auto thrust system. I wonder if I can click nav here. There we go. Now we have nav armed. And we can also click profile. So now we have manual thrust, but it's armed to climb, but we'll put auto thrust on the runway. Then takeoff mode, but it says IAS, so it's armed for speed mode, I'd imagine is what we call it in the CRJ. It's armed to level off, and it's also armed for LNAV mode. Performance or profile is still there, but I don't see it marked anywhere. I guess this one. We're gonna figure it out as we go, guys. I've been thinking about getting this plane. It's honestly, it's my very first flight you guys are watching right now. I'm liking it so far. It's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. If you fly the 7.3 and the Phoenix and more the MD-11 actually as well, and the MD-80 series, the FMS is quite similar to that airplane. I think you'll enjoy this type of airplane. It's a very good little regional jet. Obviously, unfortunately, not many companies fly this thing anymore. But with the CRJ and the state that it's currently in, and the Embraer that the state it's currently in as well, this is a very good option for you for a nice little regional hopper. It's a beautiful, it's a good little airplane. So, yeah, I got the flight deck door and everything here. Can open and close it. Close that up. Let's go and start the APU. So we're going to select the APU here. I'll give you guys the sounds. This sounds up a little bit for you, and we'll select on, and then we're going to select start. Oh, we have to click it and then start. And back. Let's give you outside. We'll go and listen in. Don't hear anything just yet. There we go. Dominic, welcome, welcome. Awesome. You can also open the window if I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe not. There has to be a way to do that. Looks like it does open. Just don't know where the click spot is. That's okay. Star says, we did a lot of takeoffs flap 0. Remember, there's no leading edge devices, and the wing sweep is pretty minimal. Okay, cool. So it's pretty much like a Hershey bar straight wing. Nice to know. That's auto throttle disengage. Okay, so not like the RJ and the toga mode button. JJ says, isn't it toga? So no, apparently it's the auto throttle disengage. It reminds me a lot of the MD-11. It kind of does, doesn't it? The FMS is very MD-11-ish, so that's kind of cool. What did it say here? I didn't realize this here. You click that? Oh my, you can click that. That's kind of cool. It's not realistic, but it's kind of cool. Power up, pre-flight preparation, click spot guide, import documents, instructions, and professional logo. Look at that. We'll just leave it to that right now. That looks kind of cool. All right, so the APU is up. It's available. I'm unaware of, I guess I can just come here and, oh, leave that there. I'm going to just try for it. I'm going to go ahead and just turn the ground power switch off here. And if everything stays on, then we did it. Alrighty. Looks like the APU will auto transfer over to the bus for us, which is kind of nice. So the ground power has been deselected off the bus. We can go and tell our ground crew outside to go ahead and disengage that. And what we can also do is we can get rid of the jetway, close the passenger door there. Oh, get rid of that. And might as well get rid of the chocks as well. Why not? So jet bridge is being disconnected. Our door's been all nice and closed. Beautiful scenery, by the way, guys. This is Fly Too High's KHPN scenery, Westchester County. So be sure to go check this out. The link description down below. You got a discount code to buy this airport. Very well done. And then the awesome Just Flight F100 is a very good little treat here. All right, well, as for a pushback, what's this stuff over here? So we got range scale, minimums there, UNH, standard, that's nice and easy, weather radar brightness, constraints, that's Airbusy, waypoint status, airport traffic will leave turned on. Let's come down here. Our transponder, we can just set to 2000 for the time being. Put it in transponder mode. There we go. Sounds like the APU is just starting now. We'll select our window heats both on as well. I don't know why the ground power is still available. Interesting. So the seatbelt sign on. Got to be a way to get rid of the ground power. This is the GPU cart, and that's the GPU from the. That's the ground power from the jet bridge. It's interesting why that's still there. There has to be a way to get rid of it. I'm going to turn GPU on, turn GPU off. Maybe it'll work. Let's see. Flocking around on the Sunday night. That's it. For setting the IS for departure, normal procedure is to set 200 knots or a speed restriction on the SID. Okay, a little different. We'll do that. Oops. 200 in there. Oh, you can set the V2. That's kind of cool. 137. That's how you set the V2 manually. Awesome. We'll do that. Leave it as is. Got manual and takeoff is currently on. Is captured. Then we have climb, IS, alt, and nav is all armed. Or flight director 1. Alrighty. Let's just make sure we're quickly not in anybody's airspace on VATSIM, which we are doing this on VATSIM. Probably a bad idea. We're not currently in anybody's airspace, but we'll be flying west into someone's airspace soon enough. And it looks like our speeds have been copied here as well for the most part. 33, 33, 38. A little bit off, but that's fine. Can I change this? Oh, it went to the pound to higher. That's fine. That's more than fine. A VT of 170. So you got that there. Don't know what the flap retractions are at all. I guess we're taking off flap 0, so that doesn't matter. And then our VLE is 200 knots for the gear. 25,000. All right, that's fine. Sweet. I think we're in a okay spot. We got the, let's go ahead and do my normal RJ thing. So with the beacon on, the APU is on, the hydraulics. Don't know when they would turn these on, but in the RJ would have at least some hydraulic stuff going on, but that'd be with the 3A pump. The hydraulics on. Ready? The landing altitude, we can set that up here. Landing in DCA is basically 0. Leave it sea level, so that's fine with me. Let's quickly see if I can open and close. I guess there's no outflow valves. Never mind. We won't. I don't have a gauge of that, so we'll leave that back in auto. Our transponder is transponding. Set to number 1, flying from the left. And last thing is park and brake off. So we'll just do park and, what is this? Oh, let's lock our flight deck door. I guess, can we set our trim just yet? Oh, we can. We need 2.6. I wonder if there's a page that shows this somewhere. Oops, no status messages. That shows APU information. That shows engine information. That's in kilos. It's probably somewhere where it shows trim. That looks like 2.6, but there's also a 2 nose down, but I think we're pretty decent around there. Let's go ahead and do park and brake released. Oh, please set park and brake immediately. Let's get GSX back up here. No. Alright, so pushback time. Let's see. We go nose to the right is what we need. See if they'll be able to do it. I still don't know why this is illuminated here. I'd like to get rid of that. But if they can't push us back with GSX, I didn't do any updating of GSX. If they can't do that, I'll just do the built-in pushback tool. Got 48 of you guys watching. Really appreciate that. You guys are freaking knocking it out of the park tonight. Thank you so much for that. Why do you use AI in thumbnails? I like it. Gramps, welcome. I actually take the pictures for the AI and then I just say add blur and some text. That's kind of it. So it's still me taking the pictures for it. My Coffee, welcome, says, okay, look like good stream. Usually I'm not home, but I'm glad caught this one. Thanks so much, My Coffee. Thank you. Really appreciate that. We're checking out the brand new Just Flight Fokker F100. Never flown this plane at all, ever. I just did a landing. That's it. From a hot start. And then we're also checking out the Westchester County Airport from Fly Too High, which is this custom scenery right here. You guys can save money. The discount code down below. Yoursimcfi is the code. Westchester County is the airport. I couldn't rhyme that. Anyways, how do you learn all the flows for a new bird? Do you watch a YouTube video from other channel? So that's what I'm doing here, RG, is I'm just relating this aircraft to the plane I fly in real life. I fly the CRJ 900 and all the airplanes I've flown over the 12, 13, whatever plus years of flight simulation. I kind of just relate systems are usually pretty similar and go from there. And then obviously we also have in this channel today, we have Stars Star News 1, which used to be a check pilot on this airplane, so he's helping us out with some stuff here as well. Johan says, so jealous, man, I can't wait for this drop. Dude, it's pretty good. Performance is great, visuals are great, sounds are great, pretty easy to start up for like when you're in a simulation type way, like in a video game, just kind of get it going. I'm really hyped for the F100. I hope it will be released really soon. I think it will be. I don't know when, but I think it will be. Let's go ahead and preset our range. 30B. 15? 30? Oh, it changes the scale. Look at that. So 15, 30, da-da-da. But if I go to the B mode, it kind of makes it like a compass rose. Put an arc. We'll leave it like that. Oh, no, we don't want arc. We want map. Alright, we'll leave it like that. But yeah, I think GSX is not liking the whole thing with the jet bridge connected, so we're just going to do this. Press connect. I'm going to get rid of GSX. As usual. Worst add-on in the world. Yeah, go away, GSX. And then we're just going to do park and brake off. Like so. And I'm going to press back. There we go. Built-in pushback tool. Works quite well, actually. Don't worry about this guy. Just Flight always delivers. Can't wait for a newer version of the F-28. That'll be really cool. I have a lot of captains I fly with that used to actually fly the F-28. They loved that airplane. This is a pretty beautiful looking plane in the sim, though. You guys can check out the cabin here. Looks decent enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board.
Can't say ladies and gentlemen on an airplane anymore. Anyways, let's go ahead and start turning us to the right just in a second.
And pay close attention to your nearest flight attendant during this safety demonstration.
All right, let's go hit this button here.
Ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Other one.
To fasten, Insert the metal tip into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To release, lift
Doesn't turn all that tight, but that's fine. What we can do is we can press forward
fastened at all times when seated, even when the seat
and to the right.
is off. This aircraft
That's how you know I'm not a...
emergency exits. The cabin crew is
Oh, can I
pointing
click it
those
more
out
to do a
you
tighter turn? Oh, you can click it more for a tighter turn.
to locate your nearest
That makes
exit,
sense.
remembering that it may be behind you. Life vests are located
That's pretty
under
smart.
your seat. To use, pull the vest over your head, fasten the straps around
So now I
your
can start
wrist,
clicking it
and pull
straight.
to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red
Yeah,
tab,
that's good enough.
or for additional inflation,
Not
lower
bad,
the
right?
mount.
We'll stop there. That's fine with me.
Do not inflate
Click this
your
button
vest
here.
until you are outside
Maybe that
the
button there. And then we click cancel.
In the event of low cabin pressure,
Parking brake
oxygen
on.
masks will drop from the panel
And that's it.
above your
Nice little built-in pushback tool. You could obviously do a much better job than I did.
oxygen. Place
But
it
that's
over
it.
your nose and
Go
mouth
away.
and breathe normally. Be sure
All right,
to
let's start with these
secure
engines.
the mask
No idea what the
before
ITT and each or the N2 is supposed to be, but we're just going to use basic CRJ numbers and we're going to call it a day. I think this is the fuel pumps here. That should have been on. My mistake. And then we also have our starter switches, I believe, right here. So we're going to leave it in norm, and we're going to click this over to number 2.
Bend forward, place your head down.
Hold it, maybe?
And wrap your arms around your knees or place your hands on top of your head. Keep your feet flat on
Nothing
the floor.
moving over there. Let's click
Please
that
ensure
button.
all personal handheld
Hold
electronic
number 2.
devices are set to
Yeah, there we
airplane
go.
mode or are turned off for takeoff. Large devices such as laptops must be stowed in the
If
overhead
N2 is
bins or
rising.
under the seat in front of you. A safety card
Can't
is
tell what
located
that
in
number
the
is.
seat
We're gonna
pocket
add
in front
fuel.
of you. It contains important information about this aircraft and the location and operation of safety equipment. At this
Fuel flow's been
time,
added. Thanks, Star. Appreciate that. Pretty good sounds. Hopefully they're coming through on the stream for you. If I move, they change. See how quiet it gets? Pretty cool. I'll read the comments real quick. Only airplane in my career I flew that I liked more than the F100 was a 787. This airplane flies so nicely. I flew it, I did a landing in the sim, and it does hand fly quite nicely in the sim. And yes, I do have my Moza profile. I'm just using my basic CRJ profile, which has the proper kind of weight to the yoke and 0 things done to the axes, so I can see, and I just use it default. You don't have to do any curvature with this. Only thing I had to do was the rudder. The rudder felt insanely sensitive. That's the only thing I changed. A high turn on your standby engine instruments. High turn on your standby engine. This one here. High turn on your standby engine instruments. What I just clicked? I don't know.
Cabin is secured.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh, auto brakes are here. We'll do that in a second. Oh, this thing? There we go. There we go. There's our N2 right there. Let's start the left engine. I'll give you guys some sounds from outside. We'll start number 1. I don't know how long I have to hold this for. Hopefully it's 4 seconds, because I'm going to release it. N2 is rising. I'm going to use CRJ numbers, which is 20% N2 with an IT below 120. We'll call it a day. Should work out just fine. Maybe it's 12 in these engines. They're kind of small. Here comes 17, 18, 19, and 20. Adding fuel. All good, Star. Star, are these engine sounds accurate? You can tell us. I have no idea. I've never flown on this thing ever before. Johan says definitely going to be doing Vienna to Innsbruck. I know we're not using flap for this takeoff, guys, but I'm just going to give you some flap sounds just so you can kind of hear it. Animations look fantastic. Flap 0. Alrighty. After start wise, I'm going to select the engine starter thing off. Ignition, is this like a 7.3 where you go continuous? We'll leave it there. Maybe it's like a 7.3. We'll go back to norm if it isn't. I don't know. The RJ, we don't do that, but I don't know what they do in this airplane. So we'll say continuous. I'll wait for star to let me know. Hydraulic wise, we can turn these off as the engine 1 pumps and 2 pump are doing that. For some reason, external power is still available. I don't know why. But anyways, we can put this to gen. And we can turn the APU off as the gens auto transfer to the engines, not like the 7.3. So we can turn the APU off, and the gens have switched over to the engines by themselves. Sounds excellent from what I've heard. Just Flight rocks. Nice. Go to auto. Auto is what we're gonna do. Real quick star for takeoff. RJ land, we go gear up, speed mode, nav mode, or heading, depending what we need to do. I have nav mode armed because it's in the box to fly runway heading anyways. Do I use I guess it's armed for IS already, so I guess it's going to go into speed mode, or level change is what you'd call it, I guess. Not too sure, but let me know how that kind of sequence of events goes. It's like 80 knots probably, V1 rotate, pause rate, gear up, and then what happens after that. Also, can I have this armed now? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. No, I cannot. Let's bring those thrust levers back down. Alright, don't arm the auto throttle until you're on the runway. IS, alt, and nav is still armed. Good to go. Alright, flaps are 0. Auto brakes can go to RTO, reject takeoff. And then I believe the spoiler needs to be armed just like the Airbus for takeoff and the landing as well. We have a takeoff config button here. I'll turn the parking brake off. What do we got going on? What's wrong? Takeoff and full control lock. Where is the control lock on this thing? Chrono. Autopilot disengage. Trim. Push to talk. Anti-skid. It's going to do it again. Emergency at park. Flight deck door lock. Down here. Flight control lock. Off. Aha! Takeoff config. Norm. We did it, boys. Alright, let's taxi on over. Runway 34. Getting the CTAF freak. There's no one here, but do it anyways. Just 18575. 18575. Hope you guys are enjoying me kind of figure out this aircraft as we go. That's the active frequency now. My rudder is controlling the tiller out of the box. Don't have to set any fancy settings to do that. Just works. Another question to start. You guys set your MDA. For example, in the RJ, we set our level off height here. So I'd be setting 1500 in real life is what I'd be doing as our acceleration height, basically. I'm gonna set it just for my own knowledge and kind of keep it CRJ-ish. But if you don't do that, let me know. That's what we do real world in the RJ land, CRJ wise. Anyways, taxi light, we'll throw it to the extend and on position. It's a flap 0 departure, guys, which is, I know, very strange. I don't really see any light. There it goes, just extended and then just illuminated. But let's quickly see what the night lighting looks like in this thing. Doesn't really do a whole lot. That's probably realistic, to be honest. Fun fact, even the light motors have sound. You will never hear those inside, but they added it for some reason. That's pretty cool, Sleepy. That's awesome. Yeah, the flaps do sound pretty good. Let me go ahead and lower these volumes for you a little bit, just so you can hear me a little bit better, hopefully. Let me know if I'm too loud. Best to see real pilot doing streams. Thanks so much, Coffee. Well, I don't fly this plane, but I do fly the CRJ, as you guys already know. I've mentioned a million times so far. We're going to keep going straight here on Alpha. We're across runway 29. I'll announce that here. Westchester County, it's American 580 crossing runway 29 Alpha. I'm going to attempt to change my push to talk real quick. We're clear on the left. This is a beautiful looking airport, guys. Very, very well done by Fly Too High. Clear left, clear right. See, the rudder's a little interesting to get used to with the noseless steering, but you'll kind of get that as you go, I guess. For some reason, cannot bind my... you know what? Let me restart vPilot really quickly here. I'll start as administrator mode. That's probably the problem. Looks like centerline is basically through the screen for the most part. That's kind of where it looks like it likes to live. Kind of works for the most part. Might have to add a little bit of a curvature again to the rudder. I'm just going to try to sort out this whole push-to-talk issue. There we go. That's better. All right. All right. Well, before takeoff wise, we do have a checklist we can
traffic, 2072,
run right
about
here.
10 miles to the east of Westchester. You're going to be joining the ILS runway 34 about,
whoops,
give or take 12 miles out, Westchester County traffic.
Let's see where I can click. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Next. No, wait. Go back. Uh-oh. All right, well, I don't know how to rotate it properly. We have a chart light too, which is kind of cool. It looks like a very nice light too. Just gonna start slowing up a little bit. Brakes are a little touchy. That's okay. Might even be like that in real life. The RJ brakes are quite touchy. I can't re-rotate. Oh, there we go. All right. No. Next. Checklist 2. Just creeping up here. The runway. Before taxi, anti-icing is off/on. I don't know what that means. I guess it means as required. It's not required today, so it's off. APU is off. Alert lights are out. Flaps are 0. Trim set. Ground equipment is cleared. Delayed engine start. We're not doing that. Whole short line is coming up just over there. Taxi out. Nav systems are set. FMP, don't know what that is. We'll say it's set. Fuel levers are open. Lift dump is armed. We did that. Transponder is set. Flight controls are checked. We can do that in a second. Next page. Cabin. Yep, she called up, said cabin was secured. Takeoff config was normal. Brakes are checked. Strobe lights to go. So we're going to hold there. Take a look at where our traffic is here. Westchester County's American 580 Reliant runway 34, Westchester. All right, we're clear on the left. We're clear on the right. If you guys are members of the channel, be sure to go ahead and get your flex emojis in the chat. Strobes can go auto. Light, I guess it's on. Beacon's already on. Lights can all go on.
Westchester County traffic, JetBlue 2072 on the ILS, now 7 miles out for runway 34 or Westchester traffic.
Transponder TARA, he's on a 7-mile final. It's about 2.5 minutes or so. Up to actually. Runway 34 is verified. I'm loving this plane so far, guys. Really enjoying this so far. If you guys are not members of the channel, be sure to, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member. We really, really appreciate that. You get all the access to the cool emojis. Arm the ATS normal takeoff, initially 1,000 or clean XL. I see. All right, guys, let's go ahead and throw these engines up. N1 values down here. And we'll click our auto thrust button. Hope for the best, I guess. That sounds great.
Set.
Check. Got to turn my cameras on. Sorry about that. We'll leave it just to the beautiful sounds.
80 knots.
It's checked. Rudder's still quite sensitive. V1, rotate. A little bit of back pressure in there. Let it get some lift and let her go. Gear up. Let's not pitch up maybe that much.
3 miles out on the Alice runway 34, final call, west side of traffic.
West side traffic. It's American 580. We are clear, runway 34. All right, nav is engaged. So I guess I can click. Okay, it does that for me. Nice. We have IAS. We just passed our level off height. We're already flap 0, so that's all good. And just for ease of workflow, we're going to go ahead and select our auto. Actually, I'll keep hand flying it. I'll show you guys real quick. This is how the hand flying works. Full left, full right. That's full deflection. And this is all default. I didn't touch anything with the sensitivities or anything. All default. There's no one here controlling. Let's go a little bit higher. I'll set 16 for now. So we have climb, thrust, IASE, which is speed E. Don't know what E means. Then we have LNAV, and then altitude is armed to level off, currently at 16,000. You can see the airplane is targeting 250. So as soon as I get closer to this number, this vertical or this flight path, flight director, horizontal, I'm expecting to tell me to start pitching up to climb a little bit more to hold 250. It seems like a very little bit of pitch will make a huge difference on speed. She flies really well, though. There's the flight director telling me to nose pitch up for 250. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll just kind of just get her trimmed out. Thank you so much for the subscription, Hassan. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you guys are all enjoying this beautiful stream. I'll select the autopilot on just so you guys can hear the or get some cool visuals. We'll select autopilot number 1, and we're climbing away here beautifully.
2072, clear runway 34 off at taxiway traffic.
Actually, I should do auto brakes to... Oh, auto sets it off to off. The spoilers auto disarm, which is pretty sweet. We'll just set this up to 32,000, which is our cruise, and then we'll get you guys some beautiful visuals back there. Looks like it's attempting to hold 250 as best as it can. There it goes. Wow. Look at that. That's gorgeous. That's a screenshot right there. Boop. Screenshot. You guys are part of the Discord. You'll see that on there. If those collect this, let me lower the volume for you guys a little bit here. Probably blasting your eardrums out. If those checklist papers are anything like the other Just Flight products, you can load your own papers on the oak like plates and stuff. That's really cool, actually. There are toga levers located forward of the throttle. Toga levers. Obviously, the reverses are here. Toga levers forward of the throttles. No idea what you mean there, my buddy. Sorry. We are rocket shipping up, though. Passing almost 9,000 already. 8,800. It's super strange to have that readout like the way it is. But anyways, let's go ahead and do direct biggie. Go ahead and execute that. And it has the turn in there. Nav is captured. We're in the left-hand turn. Flying through a very small little layer here. Elevator or pitch is controlling speed. I see. IAS elevator. So if it says IASP, you don't really want that. You want more elevator, I guess. Mr. Henry, welcome. Thanks for stopping by to the show. We're in the beautiful brand new Just Flight F100 early access given to us by Just Flight to stream for you guys. We just took off out of Fly Too High's brand new Westchester County Airport, KHPN. In the description, you'll find a link to Fly Too High. If you want the scenery, there is a discount code for you, code Yoursimcfi, and you'll save some moolah if you buy it. Beautiful, beautiful plane. Oh, let's turn our lights off. We're through 10,000 feet, aren't we? Yeah. So we'll go lights off. The pressurization is checked and the cabin's nicely climbing. For some reason, ground power is still available. I think that might be a bug at this point. Belts been pretty smooth. We can go belts to off. And then our radio on number 2. It's set. So that's it, guys. That's how I learn new airplanes. Is I use basically the same set of procedures, like through 10,000 lights, pressure belts. I just do in a different airplane. What the heck is this? Oh, it turned out to get me monetized. No music. Galley area light on, bright dim. Can't open these. That's okay. American Airlines. Oh, I just clicked the switch behind the wall. Wonder what I clicked. Anyways, I'm enjoying this airplane, guys. A lot of fun in this thing. Flight model's great. Systems work really, really well from what I'm going to do with it. And currently, again, we're in climb thrust mode. IAS is a speed mode controlled by the elevator, as we learned from Star there. It's currently targeting 280 knots. And we're in LNAV mode. And I'm sure if I go here, there's probably a way to change what it's targeting. Where is that? Probably here. Econ climb, min fuel, min time. Can change the cost index, which might allow it to climb faster or slower. For example, if I do 100, let's see if I can change it. There's 100. Now we're climbing at 300 knots. You can change it just like that, kind of Airbusy in that kind of a way. Tactical mode. Is this tactical? Like tactical mode? I don't know. Distance, I guess it's going to take 60 miles to get to 320 at this current rate. Maybe? Maybe not. But now it's targeting 280 again because I just rechanged the cost index, so the airplane's starting to do a pretty steep climb to get back to that speed that I've told it to go to. Dude, the performance on this thing is fantastic as well. Those white levers behind the throttle, sorry. These ones. These are the fuel cutoffs. I'm not going to touch those. Or you mean these? What's that? Uh-oh. Let's disengage auto thrust. We'll put the thrust back up. And we'll put auto throttle back on. IAS. Oh, you can change. That's go around. Oh, that's weird. That's toga right there. All right, well, let's disengage auto thrust again before we stall. We'll throw the engines up here. That's super weird. Let's see if I can find our climb EPR. It doesn't give it to me to manually set. That's okay. We're still losing a ton of speed, so autopilot disengaged. Nose down just a little bit. Get this airplane up on the speed again, then we'll re-enter climb mode. Is there a way I can re-enter the climb mode then? I'm sure there is somewhere. So we'll go nav, profile, auto throttle, and autopilot. We have IAS, but it doesn't have, it's not doing the thrust for us. Oops, those go, yeah. There's a click crew, there's a click crew for toga as well. Oh, here, yeah, I believe there's a toga click spot right there. Yeah, but the problem I'm having is there's no, there's a good way to get back to just hit level change. Now we're about to stall again. Turn this off. Nose this down. We're in go around mode currently on the engines. You can see it says go around there. That's level change. There we go. Back to performance. That's a very weird way to get back to climb mode. All right. Anyways, let it do that. We'll kind of stay level here at 21,000 feet for the time being. We're just experimenting here. Just experimenting what's going on. I'm left a little bit. We'll hand fly this out a little bit. There we go. And the flight director is showing me correct information, so I'm going to select autopilot 1, and it should just fly that. So that should work out quite well for us. The screw. Yeah, right here. If you guys want to go toga, either take off and or go around, it's right there. That's the button for you. Thank you, thank you. It turns very nice. It does. It does, Bash. Yeah, very, very nicely. Well, as we're really accelerating up to our climb speed there, I'm going to leave you with this beautiful little view here. I'll get my pizza, cut it up, and start eating it. I'll be right back for you guys. Look at that reflection, by the way. That looks really good. Right there. By the way, you are nowhere near stall. You aren't even at the green dot, which is your best foot drive. Okay, thanks, Star. Appreciate that. All right, guys, sorry about that. I am back. Feel free to leave a comment if you guys want to see anything from this early access that I can do mid-flight. I'll try to my best to show you. I just completely destroyed one of those Dr. Ucker frozen pizzas. Like, in the time I was gone, I ate the whole thing. I'm not even lying. I was really hungry. Anyways. Looking around, got a fire axe. Yeah, too bad the breakers don't work. That's okay. I'm not going to use them. I just like to see them modeled. ELT up here, clickable. Maintenance panel. Huh. It's kind of cool. Well, let's see. Let's go to 22.8. We didn't get any contact needs, which is good. On Unicom. Let's go to next page. Next page. Import your own documents. Checklist 4. Oh, it's taxi. Go back. I have to take altimeters. Oh, yeah, let's do that, eh? 292. Transition through 18 is set. MFDs check. I like to call it multifunction color displays. That's very Air Force military of them. Cruise alt invalid. No, it's not. I'm going to expand my scale a little bit here. Now, there's no weather en route, but let's go ahead and turn the weather radar on. See if we can just use it. Weather plus turbulence. Approach VOR map, rose plan. Let's click the brightness. So right now we have it tilted nose up at 5 degrees. Now in real life, if I tilt the radar down, let's say minus 10 or so, whatever, you should be able to paint the ground. So you're at minus 10 down, but we're not getting any ground being painted. So I don't think realistic radar is still a thing in any of the airplanes, but you'd start to see this kind of almost looks like a ginormous storm, but it's just ground really. So I guess you can't do that, but you can use tilt. It just doesn't paint the ground like it would in real life. So we'll leave it at a couple plus there. Leave it on weather, and we'll just turn that back off. There's no weather to be concerned with right now, so we'll leave that off. Bastion's laughing at me. Guys, L?D is lift over drag is the best angle climb speed of the best. Yeah, lift over drag. Or just best speed best drift down, speed and single engine operation with a clean configuration. Yeah, we have that as well in RJ Land. Got the good old drift down speeds. We use speed cards, kind of like this. Oh, look, that's nice. It actually automatically starts lowering your weight as you burn the fuel. That's cool. We have to do that in real life, obviously manually with the speed books, but it's cool that it does that. It doesn't say here. But what we have in real life is like different, on the bottom we have our drift down speeds on our speed card. It's kind of nice. So it gives you like 25, 30, 35, 40,000 feet drift speeds in case you need them. It's probably a way to find that as well somewhere else. Got 31.5 for 32. It's interesting. It kind of gave me a little bit early there. Looks like we have Mach. And nav is still armed. Sorry, nav is still captured and altitude is still armed. Now I'm assuming this should have been set to like run, but whatever. I don't really care about time too much. As you guys know, the CRJ is automatic actually. As soon as the wheels weight off wheels, the timer starts, as long as you have an elapsed time in GPS mode. This does the altimeter? Oh, that's cool. That's kind of interesting. That's a little different. Putting it there. What's this? Stick pusher, push to disconnect. Let's not do that. Alrighty, and now my auto thrust FMA went away. It's still armed, but I guess it will start holding its Mach. It's just going to hold its cruise speed, or is it up to me? Let's see. No, it's still auto throttle. It's still doing it. So if I want to increase my Mach, I guess I can scroll it in theory. And that caret goes up. You can probably change it in here too, I'd imagine. Mode. Because now we're in descent. Is there an econ cruise anywhere? No, it just goes to descent. So maybe you just adjust it like this. That's fine. Well, we're almost coming up to we're already at our transition into the star. We're already at MXE. Baltimore would be 250 knots at 10,000 feet. Let's see if it has that in here. Clipper 12,000. Oh, is it the right star? Yes, it is. Troy's negative Clipper. Baltimore 10. So it has in its brain what we have to do. I'm wondering if it gives me a top of descent point, and if that point is literally coming up. Let's just, for good old sake, set this to 10,000 now. And hope it's like a 7.3 that just auto VNavs down. Actually, RJ does that too. The NG does that. So we'll set 10,000 in here. We'll get some landing stuff out of the way shortly. And so now it's armed for 10,000. Interesting how when I lower an altitude below where I am, it shows up here. And if it's an altitude above where I am, it shows up here. That's kind of a cool design, little logic feature. Not a lot of airplanes do that. It's kind of interesting. And I guess I'll re-click profile. Oh, it's going to start descending. No, we don't really want it. Well, actually, maybe we do want to do that. Because right now I'm above the profile and it's doing 3,000 a minute. So is that top of descent? Was that green MXC? Was that top of descent right there, Star? Or how does that kind of work? You can kind of let me know. We went right back to idle thrust is going back to. Might need the boards here. Add drag. Alright, boards it is. Give you guys some showcase of that. Not in the wing. Oh, it's a speed brake. It's not a spoiler. That's kind of cool. Look at that. That's awesome. That's like a very Russian type design. That's a massive air brake, man. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I'm gonna show you that from outside. That's cool. I wonder how the maintenance is on that. That's a big surface to move at these speeds. There are no boards? Yeah, I was looking at the wing. I'm like, huh, must be outside. Tact mode. Is that your top of descent mode? Well, we're in descent already. But is there any? I guess it's those stars that appeared. Is there anything on the MFD that'll show you if you're at top of descent? Anyways, let's go over here. Select this button over here. Select performance. And we'll select our landing. Import from the aircraft. Maybe not. Import from SimBrief. There we go. Braking is good. Auto brake, we'll do some medium. We'll try it. Landing flap 42 is dry. Press calculate. So we're going to use 4,500 feet. And we have an extra about 1,800 to use in DCA, so we'll be fine. Looks like that's a factored, some landing distance factored in, so we'll be more than fine with that. So auto brakes and medium should work out just fine for us. Put that to medium. LL. What does that mean, I wonder? Put the air brake back out. That air brake works wonders. Look at that. Or a speed brake, I should say. That's insane. Is there a level? Can I like control how much that is, or it's just in out? Is that all you get? In out. Speed brake are meter from 60 degrees to 30 degrees, depending on the speed. At approximately 190 knots, the speed brakes will begin to deflect less than 60. Very Soviet. Yeah, as well. Yeah, it is very Soviet to me as well. Anyways, we'll go ahead and throw up our it's ADF. We want ILS freaks. So they are right here. Watch that speed's doing okay. So we're going to be doing the ILS runway 1. Well, it'll be the Mount Vernon visual backed up by the ILS runway 1. It'll be a frequency of... Navigraph takes 18 years to load. There we go. 1099. Of course, a 007. Awesome. VOR, DME. We'll plug it in here. It's a 111. I guess I can't. Must be a way for me to use this. Probably like an auto. It's probably an automatic VOR mode or something like that. The RJ has this as well, except not quite like that. Speed's doing okay. LL is auto throttle at a low level. Speed brake is on or off. I see. Thank you. This is why we keep check pilots around, guys. So I have low level. We're in descend. We're still in LNAV, and it's still armed to level us off at 10,000 feet currently. Hope you guys are enjoying me kind of discovering this airplane here a little bit. Kind of going with the wind, no pun intended. Beautiful, beautiful airplane. If you guys want to see some CRJ content, I know a lot of you guys like the CRJ content on the stream, as that's kind of what I'm known for. I just did a stream in the other day, so feel free to go check out that stream. But there's got to be a way somewhere. That's approach data. That's like landing symbologic and Airbus. I guess I'll just keep that on. Why not? For the time being. There's got to be a way to turn the VORs to like automatic mode. Or sorry, manual mode. ILS is tuned in. That's not a problem. But we do want... I do like to have a backup of the DCA VOR. What's that? Speaker. No, we don't want the speaker. No speaker. Reference. That's kind of cool. Closest airport. It's kind of like nearest direct. It has that. That's kind of a nice little feature. Progress page. Taking that left-hand turn. Everything's looking pretty good. Maintenance. Engine runs prohibited with forward thrust stabilizing between 57 and 75 N1. More than idle thrust with reverser deployed. Cool. Cool. Vertical deviation is 0, so we're not high or low. We're right on the... okay, we'll use this next time, actually. We're right on the path for our descent, so that's good. We love CRJ streams. I know, Mike. We just did one the other day, though. Hopefully you can go back and enjoy that one. Might do some more. It behaved kind of. We have to watch it a lot more in the sim. Like, you already have to watch CRJ in real life quite a bit. But in the sim, it's even more because a lot of it's broken. So we'll set the MDA up here. And it's going to be, it's 214. We'll call it 220. And then, again, guys, as I'm learning a new airplane, I just stick to what I do in real life, which is on my approach setup, it's weather weights plates. I'm going to grab the weather. That'll dictate the runway you're using and, you know, if we're allowed to shoot that approach and all that kind of stuff. Get your landing weight, which will spit out your landing speeds and runway usability and all that great stuff. And then you go to the plate. So weather weights plates. On the ILS plate, I'm plugging in the frequencies, minimums, temperature corrections if I have to do anything, that kind of stuff. So you can kind of use the weather weights plates. Mr. Aviation Bros actually made us a weather weights plates emoji, if you guys are members of the channel. Top descent should have displayed for top of descent. I think it was hidden at the range. Oh, I see. When we hit the TAC mode page, since the TD was behind us, it defaults to descent page. I see. Okay, makes sense. Well, I'll probably do a longer flight next time. We'll probably see it. Cool, cool, cool. Coming up on Clipper, which wants 12,000 feet. We're passing Clipper right at 12,000 feet, so the VNAV is doing a very, very good job about that. I guess there's no one on for DCA. We'll just get the frequency, and I'm pretty sure it's 19.1 from the good old memory banks. Thrust is being added currently. Quite a lot of thrust is being added currently. Interesting. Spoilers are retracted, so we're all good on that. Nothing hanging out the airplane. Coming up to a cloud here as well. Let's see what the temperature is. We got temperature 17. No icing is suspected at these temps, so we should be more than fine. Probably a bumpy little cloud though, so we'll put the seatbelts on just so we don't get sued. By the way, the panel lighting is excellent in the airplane. JF did a superb job with the lighting. It did look pretty freaking good. That guy talking on Discord? Or on, he's talking on the radios, the mic's low. Last call strength 2x5 leads for me. See if we can edit his mic there. Maybe it's me, but the other guys heard it. No, we're just hearing it's a 2x5, a little bit low quality in the mic, but we'll see if it's our end. I have my volume cranked quite up. The auto thrust is doing an interesting job with this whole holding 280 business. For a few years, American flew small cell fleet of Fokkers out of Dallas, or no, is that Dallas? With reduced capacity of premium layout. I ended up on one on New York, 2000, when all other flights were canceled. That's kind of a cool experience. Yeah, I've never even seen an F100 in real life where I fly. External power connected. I wonder why that's there. We're in the air. Anyways, 11 for 10. It seems like this thing is a drag machine, so I'm not really too concerned with it slowing for 250. I'm kind of interested to see what it's going to do. I assume it's going to level off at 10, slow for 250. It seems like it can slow very quickly. It's a drag machine, this thing. So, and we have the ginormous air brakes, speed brakes at the back. So it's looking like it has no problem slowing down this airplane. The RJ, not quite the same story. Level flight, it would probably do that, I guess. I'm interested to see over there. So it's IAS. Alt leveling at 10 and LNAV mode. Slowing for 250. The VNAV is doing that perfectly. Right at 10,000 feet. There's no more restrictions. We'll be taking the left turn at eyes. Once we go a little bit further, I'll command what they do in real life, which is 6,000 feet. Let's see. We're slowing through 10,000. Or sorry, 250. And the auto thrust is pretty slow to react. Is that how it is in real life? We've got a good, like, 20 knots under 250 knots. Then the auto thrust thinks about, oh, maybe I should start adding some power. If it's like that, I might just go manual, to be honest with you, in real life. Maybe because I'm used to it. I do manual only in the RJ, but that seems like it's quite delayed. Let me know if you guys ever did just mainly manual flight. I don't think Canada ever had any, just the older 28s. Yeah, I knew a lot of guys who flew the 28. I can tell you the auto thrust is modeled are a little slow to respond. When you go from flat 15 to 25, then 42, the auto throttles will not keep up, and the speed will drop well below 1. Oh, that's not good. I might go manual then, to be honest. Let's go. I'm gonna go auto throttle disengage then. There we go. Auto thrust disengage. We'll just hold 240 as or 250, sorry, as required here. We got a speed trend, so that's all nice. Basically the CRJ at this point. And what I like to do is we're level at 10,000. Level at 10, about 70 or so N1. Get rid of that flashing light there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and select, we'll do 6,000. It's pretty typical in DCA to get 6,000 around now. We'll click level change, 250 knots, and then I'm just going to slowly back the power down, just like a CRJ. This is basically the equivalent of descend in the CRJ. So I'm just slowly working down the power. The airplane's realizing it can't hold 250 at this current power setting anymore, so it's going to start to descend to hold 250 knots. Now, full idle or all the way idle will give me the steepest descent, plus spoiler, I guess, as well, will give me the steepest descent. But about 1,000 a minute at this point is more than fine to get. We're in the cloud. It's 15 degrees. No icing still suspected here. Reagan traffic, it's American 580 in the beautiful Fokker 100. We'll be turning left base runway 1 in approximately, correction, turning left down in runway 1 in approximately 2 minutes. 9 for 5, 6,000. Seems like even its pitching for the maintain speed's a little delayed as well, because it's blowing through 250. We'll add the boards back in there just to help it out, and we'll bring it back. It might just be easier to do vertical speed, honestly. Nope, that's localized. Don't want that. Is there a yeah, right here. Let's do 2,000 a minute. So VS 2000. There it is, VS right there. We're at idle thrust. Bird speed mode with auto throttle works pretty well in real life, but no speed protection. Yeah, exactly. I'm flying this like a CRJ at this point. I got auto throttle off, and I'm just gonna fly like an RJ. We're 7 for 6,000. It seemed like the flight level change mode is it has the like the brain is there for it to work, but it doesn't react quick enough. So that's okay. We'll do CRJ mode. There's level flight. At 6,000. That's okay though. A little bit of tweaks in the autopilot logic, and I'm sure they're gonna be able to fix that. Not too big of a deal. But I'm kind of used to no auto throttle anyways, so we'll just keep it simple. Kind of crazy they had auto throttle in this thing. RG didn't even have one. They could put it in there, but they just refused to. Another screenshot right there. Polaka, thank you so much for the subscription. Hopefully you're enjoying your time at the channel so far. We know you have a choice in flight sim streamers. We appreciate you choosing Yoursimcfi. Anyways. All right, well, let's go ahead. I don't know when you would do this. Maybe when the gear comes down. But I'm going to go ahead and arm the not flight spoilers, the speed brake, I guess, at this point. I did one landing with it, and what I can tell from the one landing I did with it is it kind of likes to land like the RJ200. The RJ200 at 50 feet, we just go right to idle thrust. 30 feet, bring the nose to the horizon. 10 feet, maybe a tiny bit of nose back, but not much, and just let her settle on the runway there. So we're gonna land it like a 200, CRJ 200, not the 900, and we'll just see how that goes. We are through 10,000, so I shaded my little check there. Pressure is coming on down. Still descending, so that's fine. That's very CRJ right there. This man rate decrease knob, that's very CRJ. Lift dumpers, yeah. Hello from Brazil. Hello, Polaka. I actually am going to Brazil in August. I'll be there for the very first time. Just for this not to be my first message, my impression or external power door is open. Oh, is that what that means? Oh, you might have figured it out, my friend. Yeah, we have external power available currently, and I guess the only way to do that is through the walk around mode. There's nothing here to do that that I can tell. This is like jetway power. But anyways, thank you so much. I'll give that a try on the ground. That might be it. You might have to go to walk around mode and close that physically, maybe. All right, let's give ourselves usually they give you about 2,500 feet. It's a visual, so we'll say it's a visual. 2,500. We'll do, okay, we'll try flight level change again. I don't really let's do 240 knots just in case it screws it up, and then we'll go idle thrust. Reagan traffic, it's oh, wrong button. Reagan traffic's American 580 on the left downwind runway 1. We plan to Mount Vernon Visual runway 1. 50 for idle is a bit too high for flap 42, but you do have the technique down though. Okay, so that's kind of it. So yeah, in the 900, I like to go, I keep the power on until 30. Once I hear 30, I start to walk the power back. 20, I start to flare, and 10, I'm idle and continue flaring. That's 900. 200 land, what we used to do, or trained at least, was 50 feet idle, 30 feet bring the nose to the horizon. It's very different to the line of CRJ 200 or the 900. And then just kind of walk around with the trailing link gear. So maybe I'll do 50 or idle at 40. We'll give that a try. Maybe even 30. We'll kind of play it. We'll see how it goes. This airplane's its flight level change mode's a little sloppy. We're doing 4,000 feet per minute. We're way going to exceed the speed limit I told it to do. And then it's like, oh, maybe I should pull up. And it's like, still not pulling up, still not pulling up. So you might get yelled at in this airplane on VATSIM. Let's go ahead and manually do this. And we're going to also go to heading mode if I can even find. There we go. Let's go to the right, a heading of roughly like that. What do I pull? Boop. Heading mode. Yeah, it descended to 25 really quickly. It rocketed. It didn't even get close to 240 knots, but that's okay. We'll put the auto thrust back on. It should be able to hold 250 or 240 there. It slows down real quick. I'm just going to make sure the thrust does come up. Let me turn the auto thrust off, bring the thrust up a little bit, and then turn it on. All right, good enough. Let's see if I can sequence this approach. I don't know if I can. Direct. I wanted to do direct cat. No, I didn't want that. That's okay. We'll just turn it left again manually. A heading of 350 or so. We'll slow down a little bit more. And we'll press the land button. Okay, low capture. Oh, I did the absolute worst manual capture there. But I was heads down, and I'm trying to figure out if I could if I can sequence the FMS like we do in the RJ and use other planes too. But has to be in here. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll probably figure out a different day. There, it's going way slower than the speed, and then the throttle says, "Oh, maybe I should go ahead and maybe accelerate a little bit." Look how slow it gets.
Speed checked, flap 8.
I didn't ask for that, but sure, you can do that, I guess. Here, we'll give it flap 8 before it stalls out. It's okay, airplane. It's okay. We're gonna take you auto thrust.
Gear down.
We're gonna take up auto. I know you don't like auto thrust. We'll turn you off. There you go. Gonna hand fly this one a little bit. Glide slope's alive. Visual with the river. I'm just gonna fly it visually. So the Mount Vernon visual, what you actually do is you follow the localizer in a little bit here, and then getting up to the waypoint Baden or Baden, however you want to pronounce it. This basically this peninsula right here. You want to turn left, and you want to stay just left of it, and then you're gonna come back in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go gear down here. Next flap of 15. We'll start slowing down. We'll target maybe a roughly speed of what's our VREF? I didn't even look. 35. Next notch flap. Getting a little high on the slope, we can adjust that. And we'll go flap 42. Alrighty, I'm gonna go and trim this thing out nicely. Add a little bit more power. Like the flight recorder all started before I forget to do that. Thank you guys all for watching, by the way. Really, really appreciate it. Just coming up on Baden here. I forgot to lock my office chair wheels, so I'm just gonna go set ourselves over to the left a little bit. Going over this noise sensitive area. Gonna lock my office chair wheels in here. Nicely over the water, not disturbing any of the rich people. You want to stay over here and not over the noise sensitive area. Then you can start visually maneuvering yourself back towards the airport here. You can still use the flight director for glide slope support, and you can also use the raw data of the glide slope if you like. It's actually kind of a cool approach. Obviously the river visual is cooler. Let's see if I can turn the cameras on without making anything go nuts here. There you go. There you go. Got some CRJ throttles on display for you guys. The Moza yoke on display as well. Recording has started. Reagan traffic. It's American 580. We're short final runway 1. Reagan. It's time to lock in here. So now you can kind of go back on the needles if you want to, or just fly it visually, whatever you want to do. That's kind of how this this visual approach goes.
Please take your seats for landing.
I really hope you're I really hope you're taking your seats for landing. So we got gear down, 3 green. The flaps are 42. Auto brakes are medium. Spoilers or speed brakes are armed. Lights are all set. Cabin is secure.
Cabin is secured for arrival.
Thank you. Now it's on us. That's it. Beautiful arrival into DCA. My reversers should work. This runway is a bit of the shorter side, so as I get a little bit closer, I am on a visual approach, so I'm going to go ahead and start to get a tiny low. Not crazy, but about quarter, half dot low, just so I can get one white, 3 red. Near the end, though. We'll stay here for a little bit. This flies very, very well with all default. I didn't change any sensitivities. All default. I had to change the rudder sensitivity, and that's about it.
Minimum.
Glide slope.
Yep. Disregard or visual.
100,
A little bit of trim in there.
50, 40,
Idle.
30, 20, 10.
Nose up just a little bit. Nice. Reverse. Whoa, the rudder. My reverse did not work. At least I don't think it did. Let's see. Auto thrust re-engaged itself.
Reverse.
Huh. Well, I'll just go manual
60
braking.
knots.
That's probably my fault. As the auto thrust is trying to like re-turn itself on. Yeah, with reverse, we probably could have exited a lot sooner. I'll have to fix my bindings. That's a binding issue. It's not an airplane issue. It's a me problem. For a first flight, I think I approached a little fast. I was going off this VREF speed over here, 135. But not bad. I think I was a little fast though for that approach. We'll do a couple more approaches after this. We'll watch this one, then we'll do a couple more. Reagan traffic, it's American 580, we're clear. Runway 1, we're crossing runway 3315 at Juliet, I think, from memory. Clear left, clear right. We're going to clean up after we're across the runway. Again, the throttle response is a bug. The real plane was much better at giving you what you want. Yeah, I assume so. That's why I just went manual for the last 10 minutes there. My opinion, engine sounds while in the cockpit appears to be a bit louder than in real life. As far as I remember, due to the size of the aircraft, she is a quiet cockpit. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people in the flight sim community do like their sounds to be quite loud on the flight deck, and I have a hard time explaining to them the engines are, at least in the 900 RJ land, it's like a good 100 feet behind you. You really don't hear it, even on a startup. A lot of air conditioning noise. We're clear. We can go flap retract, auto brake off. Spoilers disarmed themselves and retracted themselves quite easily and nicely. Lights can all go off except for the taxi we'll leave on. Strobes can go off. Beacon stays on, what I'm talking about. And that's about it for that. Let's go ahead and start our APU up. The heck is that?
And gentlemen, welcome to your destination.
Stop. Go ahead and turn our flight directors off if I can. Boom. Boom. That stayed there, but whatever. Approach symbology can come off. We're gonna take this right hand turn in here. APU is nicely coming up online. APU cycle 1. That's kind of cool. It actually counts it. Let's start slowly, add a little bit of brake here, and we'll start this right turn. I don't care, make it loud. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people like to hear it. That's for sure. The answer before I asked, yeah, I don't fly this airplane at all ever in real life. Never even been a passenger on it. If you guys are new to the channel, I fly the CRJ-900 in real life, so that's my experience thus far. I used to be a flight instructor before that. Yeah, when people, I like a good engine sound as well, but sometimes it's just not realistic. It sounds awesome though. IRL, there's an AD on the reversers that only allow for the idle reverse unless it's an emergency. This is due to cracking of the clamshell hinges. That's hilarious. That sounds like a design flaw more than a. That's kind of funny. So let me check these reversers real quick. Okay, my reverser button is activating the auto thrust. Let's check my left one. The left one's doing it. Oh, that's weird. My toga buttons are doing reverse thrust. Huh. Interesting. Let's go take a look at those outside real quick. Oh, look at that. And the flight spoilers. Oh, there's ground spoilers, I should say. That's really cool. Give you guys some sound of this real quick. I know we shouldn't be doing this in a ramp. Sounds pretty good though. Sounds pretty good. You guys do single engine taxis on this thing? I'd imagine you would. Let's go to the cruise in sight. And number 1. There, this is still work. The real term is lift dumper. Makes sense. It's kind of what we use in the RJ auto lift, the auto ground lift dumping system. Kind of same idea. Airplanes are all the same, guys. There really are little quirks here and there, but for the most part, they work the same. Did the Fokker use to power back? It had the clamshells, so I guess technically it should be possible, right? But I'm not sure. That'd be a question for Star. Yeah, single engine for sure. Awesome. Cool. All right, cruise in sight. We'll call it gate 28 we're at. Let's see if I can get this up and running by the time. I think this is gate C. Don't know what gate this is at. Oh, I guessed it correctly. Perfect timing, I'd say. Let's get over this line a little bit more and then we'll adjust it there. Don't know if I trust this 1 feet off to the... Oh, maybe I am. There we go. A little more thrust in here before we come to a stop. Do a quick little fix. All right. Parking brake is set. Number 2 can come offline.
Having crew, door to manual and cross check.
Awesome. Belts can come off. APU's automatically transferred itself over to the gens and the bleeds and all that great stuff, so it does it for you. Pretty nice stuff. Beacon light can, oh, not that one. Beacon light can come off so the ground crew can approach the airplane and do all that kind of stuff. We're going to test that theory. I'm going to go to walk around mode. I'm curious. I'm going to go to this side of the airplane. Pretty good parking if I don't say so myself. And we're going to try to attempt to close this door. Okay, that hooked it up. And now I am stuck in the GPU. I'm stuck. Well, let's press P mode to get out of this. We can go ahead and we'll leave the APU on just for a second. I'm just curious if I can go back to walk around mode. I want to close that door and see if that's the problem. Because we had that the whole flight. Okay, let's stand over here. Okay, you can click it on. Beautiful plane, by the way, guys. This should be an instant buy for a lot of you guys if you guys like regional flying. You hear the cart getting turned on there. Can we turn it off? Okay, I can't unplug it for... Oh, there we go. I think I hear the cart dying off now. Maybe. Okay, anyways, we'll go back inside. GPU's connected. Handsome little flocker. I think so. I think so. You've been consumed by the GPU. Exactly. PPU, pilot power unit. That's it. So this is gone. Notice how GPU is gone and I can't click this power button, but for the jetway, I can still click this power button like the jetway is still connected somehow. Open the door. Still can't connect the jetway. That's... I think this is just a bug, guys. I just can't close that door. Let's operate JetBridge. Oh, whatever. We'll deal with it a different day. Let's close the door. Let's get this thing back up in a takeoff state. Whoops. Ready for takeoff. Go.
Ready for takeoff selected.
And we'll put flaps to full. Go and arm the that already did. Sweet. I think we got a pretty good handle on this airplane already. From again, I'm using over 13 years of flight simming and Concorde and you know, various DCS aircraft, Apache, F-18, 747, 737, all sorts of airplanes, MD-80. Then I'm using my real life experience, and I just relate the systems to what I've used in real life and what I've used in the sim, and I kind of just make it work, and it works for the most part. It's actually it's kind of a good way I like to do it, and that's how I kind of figure out my little ways how to operate these airplanes and remember them. But it's really not a bad, it's a pretty easy airplane to learn. It's very automated, so it shouldn't be a hassle for you guys to learn this airplane. The flaps are all getting set up. Everything's getting set up for that. Let's go ahead and disconnect from the network here. My complaint so far is the auto throttle / autopilot slugginess, the sloppiness of that, and that's been apparently it's already a bug that Star is talking about, and hopefully they are aware of it and it's reported. But other than that, I mean, that's really the only thing that I found, and the GPU, that and the GPU thing, which could be me doing something wrong, which is very, very possible. Those are the only two things that I found that are in a buggy state. Doesn't break it, but a buggy state.
Line thrust.
500.
All right, let's go ahead and give you guys some cool little visuals of this beautiful thing coming on in. So I think I approached a little fast. I also flared it off a little way too high there. But again, we're just getting used to the airplane. Not too bad. And then my reversers didn't work. Let me go ahead and fix that right now. Controls. I think this is the problem. Wait, that's rudder pedals, which also I should change. Those are way too sensitive. Let's add a bit more in there. Throttle. Let's go ahead and see what's mapped to this. They're set to the max. What's assigned? What the heck is all that? Why is that all assigned? Let's go to CRJ. CRJ. I'll press stop replay there. I'm going to try the reversers. Okay, now the reversers work. And now I think the toga button works. Let's see. Yep. Okay, now that all works. We're back in business with our controls. So that's fine. That was an easy fix.
500.
Gear coming down for the replay purposes. You being a Canadian should find that my handle of Star News 1 was made back in '99 after the Dallas Stars won the Stanley Cup. Oh, I see. I never would have caught on to that. I'm not a big hockey guy, actually, believe it or not. More into soccer, but my team's not in this year, so don't care at all. Overhead actually looks cleaner than the RJ one. No, the RJ is pretty clean. Not much on the RJ. I'll disagree with you on that one. Not a bad landing. Could be better. Could be a lot worse. Let me tell you. Stars number 1, it worked for me, but no one else ever figures it out. Yeah, I would never figure that out. Maybe if you did like numbers, like hashtag or like number 1, I would have got it. It's weird not having those leading edge slats though. Very strange to my usual type of flying. With the leading edge slats, we approach a lot higher than you would on no slats. Very beautiful looking wing view though. All the liveries come with the aircraft, by the way, guys. You don't have to go. Well, I know you guys are after, but you can just get the liveries right from the livery manager, nice and easy. Hashtag weren't a thing back then. Yeah, that's it. He had number signs. He had a pound sign, whatever it was called. Maybe not on Google. Look at these awesome looking trees. Look like broccoli. That's tree set to ultra, by the way, guys. Just to let you know. Nice, safe in the touchdown zone. All right, guys, let's do a couple tries here. I'm gonna back myself up here. We're gonna take another shot at this approach just for some funsies. We'll start the replay around here. It's a trim noise, I think. Yeah, it's a trim. That's a trim noise there. Kind of get back on our speeds. Kind of get all settled up here. So 135 felt a little quick. I'll do maybe 125, 130 area. Speed trend seems like it's very quick to change as well. I do a very little power adjustment and the speed trend goes everywhere. Nice. That was nice. That was idle at 50. Let's try that again. Let's look at it again, I should say. If Mr. Anderson was here, he would love this. No, it's not Iron Star, but I don't really care about that. I'm just practicing technique more than the procedure at this point. Because I'm just gonna back it up and replay it real quick to see how it went. Ultra trees for max simulation. That's it. This one felt pretty good. I kind of hate that it does that, but it does do that. Chase plane. Let's back it up a little bit more. I don't know why the spoilers are deployed. We'll bring those back in for that. Did you guys ever land or approach with the spoilers deployed, like an F-14? You guys ever do that? I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Drone mode. Let's make it go quicker. Nice. That was idle at 50. That worked quite well. That worked quite well there, guys. This is what I like to do after my first ever landing, a couple landings. I'll just keep practicing and practicing and practicing, just doing them over again. It's fun. I have fun doing it, so hopefully you guys have fun watching it. But I just like to do this. Maybe we'll do a river visual after this. Beautiful. Wow, 2-4, you can try again. I don't know what you mean by that, Mike. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop replay here. Put my engines back up. We will arm the limp dumping for this one, and we're going to set ourselves all the way on this side of the river. Gives you guys the beautiful river visual into DCA, which everybody likes to witness. I actually kind of had that at roughly the right altitude, believe it or not, so we'll kind of play with this where it is. Gonna get my speeds all set, all that stuff up and coming again. Auto brakes and go medium there. Thrust back coming back up. Gears coming down, flaps are all set, spoilers are armed. Gears still coming down, I should say, it's in transit. Cycle the gear. There we go. We used flap 25. A great technique to keep the airplane from floating was to go activate the speed brake in the flare. It worked great. That's quite interesting. Let's turn before we get too close to this this White House. Max of 30 degrees, guys. We're doing just fine. Want to stay over the river as much as you can here. Probably cut it a little closer than I would have liked to in real life, but when you're reading comments, you're reading comments. Getting a little low. We're just going to add a little bit of thrust to level ourselves off just for a little bit here. Still a little low. Man, it's a sluggish thing to roll. Very long roll. But you get used to it, I guess. Correcting speed and height. Never knew why there was two Pappies in the sim here.
$100. 50.
Okay, I'm gonna go
40,
idle now.
30. 20.
Bring the nose up
10.
just to the horizon a little bit. Don't overflare her, just a little bit more nose up, tiny bit. Reverse. Idle reverse, no more, he says. Through 90. Manual braking. And we made the usual exit that we make here. If I slow down just a little bit more. Nice. Still those reverses in there. Beauty. That was the river visual, guys. A breeze to hand fly in this beautiful thing. But then some flight manager who never flew the airplane did not let the yeah, fear that would bleed too much speed and cause a high sink rate. He ruined it for all of us real pilots. Yeah, man, there's always that one guy who's a button pusher that changes things. All right, they don't know anything. Replay's a little laggy tonight for unknown reasons. Very common here in Brazil. Back in the 90s, approaches to short runways with the tail speed brake deployed till the touchdown. Okay. Yeah, because in the F-14 land, at least from when I do DCS, is allows you to have a much higher engine spool at that speed, right? So if you have to go mist, spoilers up, or spoilers in and throttle up, and your engines are already spooled, right? So you're good to go. Ever get that feeling you caught the end of a stream? Yeah, Slant. Sorry about that, my friend. But we're going to do a couple more replays for you, so don't worry about that. We just landed in the river visual and runway 19 into DCA. Royal airplane posed really nicely even at those speeds. I would say JF slug is just a bit too slow. Needs to be tweaked. Okay. I don't know why I have such a laggy replay tonight. beauty. She's a treat to land, boys. She flies really, really well. Well, guys, we're going to end it here. Do a couple more replays and we're going to call it a night. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Thank you so much to Just Flight for allowing us to have early access to this aircraft. Thank you so much to Fly Too High for providing their KHPN scenery so we can take off from Westchester. If you guys want to check out that scenery, links in the description. Code Yoursimcfi will save you, I think, 12% on that scenery there. So thank you so much to Fly Too High, our new partner as well. So thank you for that. We're gonna do this, do a couple more Arrival 3 replays into DCA runway 19, and then we're gonna call it a night. Be sure to go check out Just Flight. They're going to be releasing this airplane soon. We have another upcoming aircraft that's coming out very soon that I'm learning how to fly as well. So we're making videos. We'll be making startup videos on this, startup videos on the mystery aircraft, and then we'll make some other cool stuff on this airplane soon too. So keep an eye out for that. But that's where I ended tonight. We're going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the little bit of the replays here.